growing our economy. I really do believe my background, and we're going to go through these 8 questions, and you say we've got 45 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to expand on a little bit of this, but my background is I came to Arizona in 1982. I didn't know one person. I'd never been here. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. My dad was a police officer growing up, so I'm a product of the Midwest and the working class. You know a little bit about my background, studied finance at Arizona State University, worked my way through college at the local Anheuser-Busch distributor, began my career at Procter & Gamble, and then along with a few others, built an ice cream company, Cold Stone Creamery. We started small with a great product, grew it to 1,440 ice cream stores, operating in all 50 states. We sold Cold Stone in 2007, and today it operates in 25 countries around the world. It's an American success story, and I'm proud that it happened right here in Arizona. My dad tells me it wouldn't have happened had we opened the first store in Toledo, Ohio. Things like that happen when a state embraces free enterprise. There's 100 issues or more that the governor has to deal with. None is more critical than getting our economy going, because when you have that, then you can properly fund and resource what's needed and necessary in state government, and also make the proper reforms and reorganizations and restructuring. I mean, everyone around this table has had to tighten their belt in the last 5 years and figure out how to do more with less, except for government. Government is very late to the game. I started my career with Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble has had to go through reorganizations. It's a much better company today than when I joined it in 1986. Government hasn't been through these reorganizations, these restructurings, the use of technology. So I'm talking about the economy, 300,000 people. I apologize. I was the last BlackBerry owner in the country, and I got rid of it yesterday. So I'm still learning how to use this superior product. And I'm going to turn it off. I didn't even know it had a ringtone.
We've had that issue here.
Yes. In addition to the economy, education is going to be a major theme of my campaign. We know how to educate a child in Arizona. We have some of the finest schools in the country right here. We just have too many places where kids are not getting an education. They spend 13 years in school. They get a piece of paper that says that they have an accomplishment, and they can't count change in an ice cream store. They're not equipped to do anything in the real world or the real economy. I think something is wrong with that. How can you be in a classroom for that amount of time? So let's take the best practices that are working at our charter schools, our finest public schools. Let's not pretend that spending is always the issue. If spending were the measure of success in K-12 education, Washington, D.C., New York City, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania would be the finest K-12 systems in the country, except they're not. They're among the worst. So I want to take our best practices. I'm a businessman. I know how to measure performance. I know how to take inventory. So let's apply these best practices in our schools and fund what works. We've got some of these charter schools. The Great Heart System has a 9,000 kid wait list. Okay, the market has spoken. This is a superior product. Why aren't the finances following these children? Because I think mom and dad know better about where a kid should go to school rather than some bureaucrat who wants to trap them into a failing district or zip code. So I'm talking a lot about the economy, and I'm talking a lot about education. I do think it's a virtuous circle and cycle that, you know, you want somebody at age 18 to have options, whether they begin a career or go on to further schooling, and you want to have an economy that can absorb them and put them to work